Hey Thunkers, this is Jimmy from Thunkable. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to incorporate horizontal scrolling into our apps. This will allow your users to browse different components from left to right and from right to left. Now it's really easy to incorporate vertical scrolling. All you need to do is click the scrollable switch right over here. But horizontal scrolling is a little more complicated, and I want to give a shout out to Farzam Pato for discovering this trick. So you can show Farzam some love on the Thunkable community forum, and his original post along with a sample app of horizontal scrolling can be found in the description below. First, we're going to add a row into our app. So drag and drop a row component into your app. And what we want to do when the row loads is we're going to set the height and width of this row to be fit contents. Fit contents. Next, we're going to go get a column component. So drag this column component and we're going to drag it into the row component above. So we want to make sure that it goes into the row component. Great. And you'll be able to tell if it went inside if it has this little indent over here. So once our column component is in, we want to do the same thing that we did with the row. We want to set height and width to both be fill contents. And this is really important. We're going to make this column scrollable. So we're going to go over to scrollable and just click this switch to make sure that it's true. So next, this is going to get a little complicated. We're going to start adding columns inside of this column. So I'm going to drag and drop a column into the column and make sure that it's nested inside. And we're going to, in this other column, we're going to set the height and width to be absolute size, and we're going to set it to be 200. So do that for height and width, absolute size and 200. Now we're going to add a bunch of these same columns into this other column, and there's a really easy way to do it without dragging and dropping more columns. We're just going to click over here, the duplicate function, and as you can see, it's going to duplicate this column. It's also going to be nested, and it's going to copy its exact height and width, which is great. That's exactly what we want. So we're going to do that a couple times until we have 7 columns. Awesome. So we've gone ahead and we've added a bunch of columns inside this original column. Now for the first and last columns, we're just going to make a slight change. For that first column, inside this column, we're going to set the height to be 250 and the width to be 250. And we're going to do that also for the last column. We're going to scroll down to that last column and we're going to change the height and width to be 250. Now the first and last column we're going to leave completely white, but all of the columns in between we're going to add colors just so it's easy for you to see that we're actually scrolling. So go ahead and set your background color to be basically any color that's not white. So again, we have a bunch of columns and the first one and the last one are white and they're set to 250 for height and width and absolute size, and all the others are set to 200 for height and width and absolute size, and they're all colors. In this last step, I want everybody to go to the row. This is the original row that we dragged in, and we're going to go over to the advanced properties, and we're going to scroll down to where it says transform. And I want you to set this from perspective to rotate Z. And in the rotate Z category, we're just going to type in 1.578 and click add. All right, so now everything should be scrollable. So we're going to live test this app. So this is how you incorporate horizontal scrolling into your apps. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and thanks for thunking.